DC here. Hi guys and gals. Well, hope you're all well. Today's Friday and I'm going to do a little Spooky University video. The topic is technology and IQ. Well, I mean, I guess you can see where one could go on that is can we consider that IQ has changed because of the technological advances or what? Now, I would put it this way. No, IQ will not change, but how you use your mind and your brain most probably has over the while. I mean, just think about, I'll talk about myself. I mean, if I think about how I used to remember all these telephone book numbers, I mean, I didn't have a contact list, you know, and I just kind of remembered all these things. I remember some of the old numbers now, but you know, anybody gives me a new number, I just put it in the contact list on my phone and don't bother about it. So, you know, I would say that it's not a question of IQ that changes, but it's definitely how you use it. Reading books and so on, there was a thing like we would go to libraries, we'd look things, we'd have a methodology. Many of us have transformed that into using the so-called biggest encyclopedia in the world, which is the internet. But there is a danger. There's a danger is that sometimes we forget to use our discerning spirits when we see something. Oh, it was online, it's true. No, you know, that's one thing that's very different now. I mean, a lot of times we think it's on the internet, so it has to be true. And very often that's not the case. Problem is, in these days in the world, this day, is that fake news is not just something, I mean, of the mainstream media, which it definitely is, because I mean, the mainstream media is not biased. So I mean, of course, you have to go and look at other places to, you know, discern what's going to be going on in the world. But that has nothing to do, again, with technology and your IQ. Technology has permitted us to advance and do things that we couldn't have done before, but that doesn't make us any smarter. Now, there's a whole thing about IQ. I mean, if we want to talk about IQ tests and so on, that would be a complete other subject. But what makes you smart? It's not just having a high IQ. There was a while I used to work in a company where everybody had a PhD, and I remember thinking and saying, you know, well, you know, the dumbest people that I know up to now all have PhDs. Well, that was probably a blanket statement, which was actually wrong. Not because that PhDs are always smarter, but because now I work in a company where I'm actually the only one that has a PhD. And they have their share of dummies as well. What I just mean is that there's smart people in every level of society, and there's dumb people in every level of society. But smarts, or let's say being intelligent, actually doesn't have to do with your education or your level. It sometimes has to do with just your condition in life or something like that. Now, there's a difference between, I think, between being smart and being wise, crafty, or, you know, put it whichever way you want. Now, again, the subject is technology or the internet and your IQ. Now, like I say, I don't think it makes any difference on your IQ, but it does make a difference on one thing that I think is that we tend to be more curious, because it's easier to be curious with all the technology that we have, and it makes it, you can do it from your home, so you don't have to go run for a library, which was something that, you know, if you weren't close to a big town with a decent library, you were stuck. So that only makes a difference. We might be much more informed, and by being more informed, we might pass off for being more intelligent, higher IQ, but that doesn't do it. I mean, like I say, some of the most smart and wisest people I know didn't have much schooling, you know. So IQ, as like I say once again, that you can disconnect it to that. I'm going everywhere, I know, but the thing is, I think that it's two different things. The technology has helped us to go where we couldn't have gone before. It's helped us to be, if we're a curious type of person, it helps us a lot. But it doesn't make us smarter. You know, you have that. The thing is, though, it does maybe help us to keep our brain active. Now, there might be something in there. You can become brain, like with muscles. I mean, if you don't develop your brain, you're probably going to let it go to mush. And once you let it go to mush, it's hard bringing it back. So in that respect, technology is helping us at least maintain levels that we have. Maybe even go further. But overall, like I say, the IQ thing, nah. But it certainly does help us in keeping alert and so on. But we do have to learn how to use our judgment, and we tend to forget to do that with technology. We take things for granted. Okay, that's DC signing off. That is my take on the latest Spooky University. Take care. Bye-bye.